Hey everybody, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new, I am currently expecting my third baby, my third little baby boy, our little rainbow baby. I have tons of pregnancy videos so far for this pregnancy, so make sure to go check those out. They will be either up in the cards or down below. It's the playlist called Rainbow Baby. And today is a requested video. I've been doing pregnancy updates. I did like 16 to 18, 12 to 14, I think, maybe not 14 to 16, then 16 to 18. I've done pregnancy updates, but I haven't done anything for like the first trimester. So I asked you guys if you wanted to kind of know what happened during the first trimester. I'm going to talk about my symptoms. I'm going to talk about like my first pregnancy, like how I was feeling pregnant, just what went down and maybe what to expect when you are expecting during the first trimester. So for me, each pregnancy has gotten worse and worse. I've technically been pregnant 5 times. I've had 2 miscarriages. Those stories are down below as well. So my body kind of just knew what to do. Yeah, I got sick with my first baby. I got sick I started getting morning sickness at about, I think like 8 or 9 weeks. And that went away at like 13 weeks. Well, Nolan was a little bit different. My second son, I started at 6 weeks and wasn't done until 16 weeks. So I was a tiny bit scared with this one. And at first I didn't have like anything. I had no like feelings at all. If you watched my video about how I found out I was pregnant, had no pregnancy symptoms at all. Like my boobs didn't hurt. Nothing felt out of the ordinary at all, which is how I felt with Liam. So even though like the tests were telling me positive, I was like, that's kind of weird that I'm not feeling anything. But then I remember back and I was like, oh, well, with Liam, I didn't either. With Nolan, I felt everything right away, but this one is same as his biggest brother. So I didn't feel anything. And then all of a sudden I woke up one day at like, I probably was about 6 weeks. I ovulate early, so it wasn't like I went to the doctor right away and stuff. So I was about 6 weeks and I was just downright hungover. It's like the only feeling like comparison that I can compare it to, because it's not like the flu, really. It's not like something where if you ate something and you got sick real quick and then you'd feel better. It is legit a hangover. You have a baby hangover and you didn't get to go and have all the fun to create that hangover. So yes, it started at about 6 weeks and it didn't really go away completely until like 16 weeks. So again, like Nolan, but at first it was so bad. When I had my blighted ovum, I had the same type of thing. It was just an all-day sickness, and it was feeling like I'm going to get sick but not actually getting sick. I was gagging all the time, like everything. Talking on the camera was literally impossible, so that's why there are no first trimester videos, is the only one, because I physically could not speak for more than a few sentences without gagging. It was ridiculous. So this time I didn't try as many remedies. I kind of just powered through it. I remember with Nolan, I had like the little C-bands where they push on your wrists. They look ridiculous. They do. But they did work with him. And I was about to get them with this baby and I was like, you know what? Like I'll power through. So some of the remedies that did help, I had like ginger ale. I would have lemon in my water. Lemon really helps me. Like, it's crazy. If you think like your stomach's a mess, you don't want to add acid to it. But with me, it totally helped. So I would literally like eat a lemon, or I would squeeze lemon juice into my mouth. I also love the smell of citrus. So when I was having a really bad day, I have like those little clementine oranges, like the little cutie oranges. I would just have their peel and just rubbing the oil and smelling the oil. So maybe like essential oils would work if it was something citrusy. But I would just take that and I would just smell it. Like I'd literally hold it in my hand until it didn't smell anymore, because I would just go like that and it would help me get through the day, because I'm still a mom of 2. I still have pets that I have to take care of. They all have really bad smells. I have dirty diapers to change with Nolan, and everything was just making me gag to the point where I would get sick. So the one time that I got like actually sick, because I would stop myself. Like, I probably would have gotten sick a lot, but I would stop myself. So the one time that I did get sick is I had to do canned cat food, like the wet food for a cat. And that just, yeah, that stuff's nasty, even if you're not pregnant. So without just being sick, like I had the smell, everything started to kick in closer to like 8 weeks pregnant is when everything else started to kick in. So then, yeah, my boobs started to hurt. I was getting like cramps in my stomach, which really scared me, but it makes sense. Like everything's starting to expand and like the baby's implanting, all that kind of stuff. I didn't have any bleeding whatsoever until I was like 12 weeks, I think, or not even 12 weeks. I might've been like 10 or 11. And this will be TMI. All pregnancy things are a little bit TMI, but I went to the bathroom and I wiped, and it wasn't like blood, but it was like kind of like the start of a period, which freaked me out like crazy. I went and got my Doppler. I found him. He was all good, but it really freaked me out because with both boys, I didn't have any bleeding at all. So that was a little bit different for me, but that's all I had. And so far, that's all I've had. I also found that another remedy that worked was not being hungry. So I would just have like crackers or pretzels. I really wanted spicy foods throughout the whole first trimester, like really bad. And I looked that up and it said that your body's trying to like fight off a cold or something, which I was like, I think my body was trying to get sick and I was wanting spicy to try to combat that. But honestly, the spicy would mess up my stomach, but I still wanted it. Like I would just eat pepperoncinis, like the whole darn jar of them, and that just tasted so good. And then I'd get like indigestion, or I'd feel like I'm gonna get sick after, but I just wanted it. Like that's all I wanted was spicy, but I kind of had to like hold back a little bit with that. I did cut back on my caffeine intake. I would just have 1 cup of tea a day. I've kind of upped my caffeine since then. The first trimester, I really tried to cut back as much as possible. My prenatals, I had to switch. At the beginning of my pregnancy, when I first found out I was pregnant, I was taking like the pills that you swallow. I don't do any fancy prenatals just because I know when I start to get sick, I'm either gonna have to stop taking them completely or I have to switch to gummy. So I don't want to spend all the money at the beginning on that, even though the beginning is very important, but my body had enough nutrients for the baby. So I did have to switch from actually taking the pills at about 6 weeks when my nausea kicked in and taking the gummies. I had no idea that these existed with Liam. I think I did with Nolan. And yeah, they have gummy prenatals. They have all different brands, of course. I think I just used like Nature, or I'll link it down below if I can find the one that I did use, because it tasted so good. They taste like the little gummies, like little gummy bears. And I get like the tropical flavor, and they're decent sized. So I would have to kind of eat one at a time, but that was a way to get my prenatal into my body without having to actually swallow a pill. So if you're someone that deals with a morning sickness and you still want to take your prenatal, but you don't actually want to get sick, and you're okay with sugary sweet, because they do taste sweet, it's like candy, definitely look into gummies. They have all different flavors, like I said. During the first trimester, like I have stated in other videos, I went and got an early ultrasound. I ended up being further along than they thought, which I already knew that. So he was a little bit bigger, but it put my mind at ease. He was all good the whole first trimester. Like everything checked out perfect with him. We went and got all of the blood work done, so his chromosomes are all there like they should be. With the boys, I did like the state type screening, but with this one I did, I think it's NIPT or NIST. It's just from my blood. I did like 10 vials of blood. It's all these different tests that they did, but it literally checks like all of their chromosomes, like for Down syndrome, all different things. And with that, we find out the gender, and it is a boy, another little boy. So with that just made me at ease that he's good. First trimester, we did our ultrasounds, and we did like the last one was like the back of the neck to make sure that all the fluid was right. And she was able to show me everything about him, his umbilical cord, how the blood's going in and out, his heart, how the blood's going in and out. So it just made me really at ease. So I think you can opt out for the NT scan where they scan the back of the neck, but honestly, I think it's awesome. I think it helps keep you at ease that your baby is doing okay, and hopefully you get a good ultrasound tech and they show you everything. Got to see him in like 4D. It was a really cool experience. Now I know the first trimester is the hardest for most women. Those of you that don't have a hard first trimester, like, either good job for you or we really don't like you, the ones that have it bad. Now I didn't have hyperemesis. I know that can be horrific and go throughout the whole pregnancy. Luckily, mine is just a first trimester thing, and it goes a little bit into second trimester for me. But like I said, at 16 weeks, I was human again. My exhaustion was horrible during that time. Finally, I'm getting it back. So if you're in the first trimester and it is horrible and you are hating life, especially if it's your first one, you don't know what to expect, you're going to be tired. You're going to want to go to bed at 7 o'clock. If not earlier than that, you're going to probably get sick multiple times or just feel sick all the time. Just try everything, anything and everything. It might sound weird to carry around a lemon, but that's what works for me. Might be weird to like rub oils on you or to have those little pressure point bands, but do what works for you and it will get better. Like, it will. Even if you're someone who has the sickness for longer, it will eventually get better. And I mean, you are pregnant for the 40 weeks, like, it will eventually end. So good luck if you are going through this. We've been there. All of us that have been pregnant, we've been there. And if you have any questions whatsoever, leave those down below. I believe that is pretty much everything about the first trimester, because yeah, now I'm at like almost 19 weeks and it's kind of hard to think back. Your brain forgets, like, it purposely forgets so that you will have more babies. I am going to be doing a Q&A because people have been asking if there will be more babies in our family and all of that kind of fun stuff. So leave your questions down below so that I can add that into our Q&A that's coming up. And if you want to do like a Q&A or a video with my husband, leave that down below because I'd love to get him more involved. The kids, they're kind of crazy now being filmed. So unless it's a vlog or on my Instagram is probably much where you're going to see that, because they just will not sit down for anything right now. My next pregnancy update will be when I am 20 weeks. So that will not be this coming week, but next week. And then I will do like an anatomy scan maybe, or that will be included in the following update because that is coming up soon as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Days of May family. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it. Give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure to leave those questions down below so that I can include you guys, because I love to hear what you guys have to say. My comments have not been disabled, so that is awesome. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram because there's going to be so many fun baby things coming your way. Hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.